Hey everybody, I'm Clarkstown Supervisor George Homan, and welcome to our first edition of Meet Me on Main, the show where I go and check out all the best restaurant gems that Clarkstown has to offer. This morning, we're down here in West Nyack at Lulu's Cafe, a great small hometown diner run by husband and wife team Rob and Debbie Sansone. Let's go on in and check it out. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey George, welcome to Lulu's.
Have some seat. This place has got a great history. It's been a restaurant, a cafe here for probably over 50 years. Tell us a little bit about the history of the place.
Natali's owned the place for years, and then there was two other owners after that, and then we've been here now for about 16 years now.
What made you decide to come here?
You know, we owned Temptations in Nyack for about 15 years, and it was kind of a similar type of restaurant and kind of more of a neighborhood place and family-run kind of establishment, so that kind of what attracted us to the area.
How'd you guys come up with the name?
Our daughter's name is Sophia, but we've always called her Sophie. I used to rock her on my shoulder and call her Sophie Lou. And I always told Rob that one day we're gonna have a restaurant and we're gonna name it Lulu's. And he told me I was crazy, but sure enough, we did.
So how would you describe your menu?
I guess you could call it sort of new American. I guess we have the classics with a little bit of a twist on them. You know, dinerish, but a notch up from that.
So tell us a little bit about some of your signature dishes that you have on the menu.
Like you said, the brunch is kind of one of our bigger areas. The challah French toast is very popular. We have our own kind of proprietary mix for the batter, and we actually make a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich inside the challah bread, which is really popular. The way with rancheros is very popular. It's like the corn tortillas with seasoned black beans and cheese and topped with some eggs. Well, we do a lot of salads too, like the harvest salad is really popular. It's mixed greens with gorgonzola, apples, cranberries, walnuts, and a side of balsamic. Those are probably the most popular ones.
I eat here all the time, and the huevos rancheros is excellent.
The American Paris sandwich.
Yeah, and then we also do like a turkey sandwich with honey mustard, brie cheese, and Granny Smith apples sliced on it, and that's pretty popular also.
We love eating here, and everything on the menu is excellent. We come here every chance we get. You'll love it.
Good morning, Lulu's.
And what hours do you guys open?
So we used to be open a lot earlier, but now we're open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on the weekends, on Sundays, we're open from 10 to 3 for brunch. And we need a day off now, so Mondays we've been taking off. So we're working, 6 days.
What are some of the challenges, that you guys have kind of been facing recently during the era of COVID? Maybe we could talk a little bit about some of the things that you've done to be a little innovative.
We've done things like, fortunately, the outdoor dining. The town was, generous with the outdoor permits, so we were able to set up a little area out front. We started doing deliveries through DoorDash and then hopefully Grubhub soon. Just everything incrementally to kind of, help with the business.
Could you maybe talk a little bit about some of the ways in which you have kind of blended into the Clarkstown community?
We do a lot of work with there's a lot of local schools around. We work with Felix Fiesta and the Westtown Elementary up here, Clarkstown North, Clarkstown South, Nanuet. We have a Swartz Funeral Parlors next door to us. And we have a lot of medical offices up the road, and a lot of people come here before or after appointments or after a wake or a funeral. And we kind of, beyond the comfort food, we try to offer them, comfort as well in other areas.
It's a place that brings comfort. Aside from comfort food, it's really a place where people can kind of come and talk, talk things out. That's kind of been your experience as well?
Debbie deals with the customers more than I do, since I'm spending most of my time in the kitchen, but she's a real knows everybody's name. It's kind of like Cheers, you know, like everybody knows your name. You know, you come in and she's like, oh, how are your kids? You know, what's going on? I mean, you know, she knows every time they come in, she can kind of keep on adding to their stories.
Anyone who walks in here, you know, it's exactly like Rob was saying. I treat them as if they were in my home. Like I told you, I meet wonderful people. I'm happy to take care of them. I like to learn about them. I do meet a lot of people from doctor's appointments, so I get to hear how they're progressing, you know. And if something bad happens, I'm there for them too. And we always end on a great note with dessert. It's one of the good things.
Yeah.
I bond with a lot of people over dessert.
We're selling actually a lot more dessert than we have in the past. But our big thing is probably the banana pudding.
The banana pudding.
Is
Very big.
yeah.
So what really was the focus to kind of bring like desserts to the next level here for you guys?
Well, I guess that's my area. You know, I'm the dessert maker. I guess way back when I had made banana pudding a couple of times, and it just from the first time that I made it, if the batch would go, I'd make another one. And during these times, it's almost I could be making it 3, 4, 5 times a week at this point now. And I used to have a cupcake vendor. I don't have that anymore, so I had to start making cupcakes and make different flavors. And we also make a chocolate chip cookie bomb, which people really seem to love. It's a very silky chocolate chip cookie, served like kind of high, warm it up a little bit. That's become a huge seller. So between the cookie bombs and the banana pudding, it keeps going. If people coming in just for that all the time.
In fact, they had a DoorDash order yesterday that they ordered 1 banana pudding, and that was it.
That was it, really?
Yeah. Probably cost them more for the delivery than it did for the actual pudding.
Today I'm going to show you how to make banana pudding. The first thing that you need to do is you need 2 packages of vanilla instant pudding and 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk. You mix those together with 3 cups of water. You are then to put it in the refrigerator for at least 6 hours. This is 2 quarts of heavy cream that is whipped up. You pour all of this mixture, this pudding mixture, in with your whipped heavy cream, and you fold it together. So, you will then need 12 bananas, a large bowl that will have most of 1 package of wafers in it, and then you are going to make 3 layers of the wafers, the bananas, and the pudding, and you're going to repeat it 3 times. So we have our wafers. Now we have our bananas, and we're just going to spread them all around. And then we are going to pour in some of our pudding mixture. We are going to spread it all around and cover everything. Then you would take another bag, open it up, sprinkle them all around. You will then cut up 4 more bananas, put them on top of the wafers. You're going to cover that when you're all done, put it in the fridge, let it sit overnight, and then you have banana pudding. This is what it looks like when it's all done.
Tell us about the show that's been here a couple of times. What Would You Do?
The What Would You Do TV show came here. It was, it's on YouTube. You can still see it now. It's called Predator. And that was the first time that they came and filmed here. And they have since come back and filmed 3 other episodes.
The premise of that show was they hide cameras and they bring in a team of actors. What was that like for you, kind of being in on it, but watching this thing unfold?
It was stressful because you feel like you're tricking people. It was, I mean, I'm telling you, all of our customers, everyone from this county, they all came through every time, every time. I've been told by some teachers in health classes that they use this video to show their kids how how this might happen and what not to do and how to help somebody and how to act if you're in this situation and what to do. And it's quite a powerful scene, and everyone should watch it.
Well, that was Lulu's. I hope you enjoyed our little visit. I got my banana pudding and I'm ready to go. When we come back, we're going to stop at a longtime favorite over in Congers. Stay tuned. In 2016, the town of Clarkstown launched a program to honor our local veterans and those currently serving in the armed forces of the United States. Residents or businesses can sponsor a veteran or active duty service member with a military tribute banner. The banners will be displayed on the light posts in the various hamlet centers from Armed Forces Day and Memorial Day to Veterans Day. Each banner honors a veteran or active duty service member by displaying their photo, branch of service, and military service information. Local families and businesses can sponsor a banner, which are given to the family or sponsor at the end of the display period. The banners are a small way we can acknowledge the sacrifice many of our neighbors have made, serving our community and our country.
I would just like to say I'm so pleased with the banner program that the town of Clarkstown has done, because I love to drive down Main Street now. And so many of the banners are people that I know.
The military banners themselves are a very great idea, and they're very impressive.
I also think it's wonderful to have this banner program because it's so important, it's so powerful in a community to accept veterans and to make us part of your community. And I think that the banners recognize our service.
Military banner in New City makes me feel like I'm important and part of the town. Honoring me and the rest of the veterans in this way, I think brings to light that there is people out there that serve the country, and it's good for the community, I think.
My kids were so excited to see the banner, and I think that it gives them a sense that I am being recognized for something that I did, that something I did mattered, and I think that's very powerful.
Our local veterans and active duty service members are our true heroes, and this program allows Clarkstown to proudly honor them all throughout the entire town. We hope that you'll consider joining us in honoring those who deserve it the most. For more information about the program or to sponsor a banner, please call my office or visit our website at www.clarkstown.org and click the Military Tribute Banner program. Thank you. So welcome back to Meet Me on Main, our new show about the best restaurants here in Clarkstown. If you lived in Rockland or Clarkstown for any length of time, undoubtedly you've been to our next stop, Rick's Club American. Let's go inside and meet Nick, one of the new owners. Hey Nick, thanks for having me.
Hey George, welcome to Rick's. Let's go take a seat.
Rick's has been a staple of the Congers community for, at least the last 80 years as a restaurant. It's got a fabulous history. Let's talk a little bit about the history of the building, the place we're sitting right now.
Well, where we are right now, this is part of the original building that was built in 1895. It was basically a summer retreat, and this whole area here was the original part of the building with the 2 stories above it. Then it was sold in the 1940s, I believe, and it became a Congress hotel. And then in 1981, the Collette family bought it. Basically kept the venue the same with all the paneling, but it took them a year to refurbish it. and in 1982 they opened it up to the public. The early 1980s they extended that back room and they extended the kitchen, and then in 1995 they actually closed the front entrance, which was an open porch, and they closed, and then they made this jungle room, which is a fantastic room for kids. It's filled with all types of animals with little stories about them, so the kids love to go into that room. And then what we do is all the tables have paper with them, so to keep them busy, we give them crayons and they draw all over the tables. So it's great.
This place just oozes charm. Tell me a little bit about the bar too.
Well, the bar was from the old homestead in New York City, and actually the Colettes came here to buy the bar. They had another restaurant in Valley Cottage, and I guess once they came here, they saw the potential, they saw the charm of it, and so they wanted to buying the place itself. So the bar stayed as is, and over the years, it's served a lot of drinks.
Cheers. Cheers to you.
You have the replicas of the animals inside for little kids, but for the adults, you've got a bunch of mountings on the walls, So you have a pretty famous one that everybody kind of talks about. Maybe you could tell us about Malcolm Moose.
Well, Malcolm the Moose, he is famous. He's a staple here, that's for sure. He's actually from the Museum of Natural History. The Colettes didn't get it from there. I believe it was a restaurant in Montville that bought him, and then the Colettes bought him and mounted him there. He's been a staple, and everybody loves to take pictures with him. And as you can see, he's COVID protected. We made sure that he's got his little kerchief on as well.
Tell me, how would you describe the menu here? What's the food fare?
Basically, the staple menu is the same. With our ribs, which is our #1 seller, our sandwiches. We have a teriyaki chicken and the sliced steak, which is excellent. Believe it or not, this is a rib place, and my 4th best dish is our sesame crusted salmon. It's a top seller amongst others, like our eggplant lasagna, which is a low carb dish. But one of the things that I think is being recognized right now is when we spoke with Deo and asked if he was going to stay on, which he agreed to do, and he said, if you guys are buying it, I'm there. I said, well, the kitchen is yours. That's your domain. You have free range, and the guy is just like a genius when it comes to specials. The pot pie, which been a special, that's doing well. He's come out with a lot of different special fish dishes, and he's coming out with a lot of gluten-free dishes. We have a shrimp and avocado dish, so we're coming out with different pasta dishes that he's blending. We have a baked acorn squash. That is excellent. It's one of my favorites.
Tell me about your ribs, because that's your #1 bestseller.
Well, the ribs are phenomenal. They're Danish ribs. They're baby back short ribs, and I think sometimes people come in for the first time and they're expecting the Louisville ribs, which are a larger and meatier rib. But ours, the taste on ours is phenomenal, and it's also our specialty sauce and rub that we put on it that we actually sell. If people want to take it out. But the ribs, they come in 2 different, either a barbecue or a Pacific Rim sauce. The Pacific Rim is one of my favorites. It's like a sweet sour with a little bit of spice and nuts and scallions on it. Excellent.
I like the ribs, they're always good. Good rack of ribs, leaving feeling full, and good cold beer.
We love coming to Rick's, we come here once a week.
We love coming to Rick's very often. We actually like their food. Their atmosphere is great. The owners, their servers, everyone treats us with a lot of respect, and we always have a lot of fun.
Delicious. I love it.
Just tell me, your relationship to the place. I mean, you were coming here for years, right?
Well, my partner and I, Peter Iannello, we live in Valley Cottage, and we've been coming here we live here 25 years now, so we've been coming every Friday night, and then we started coming throughout the week, and we'd come in and we'd say hello to all the local people, and we started to become friends, and we became a little group, like a Cheers group in that corner. And actually that's how we met our 3rd partner, Anthony Ferrante, and his wife Maria, and we became friends over the years, go to each other's houses, parties, Christmas time, and this and that. And then we heard there were rumors that the place was for sale. And everybody says, oh, you guys have to buy it. You guys have to buy it. You love to entertain. And Anthony said, if you guys do it, I want in with you guys. On March 6th, 2020, the place was ours. And then on March 16th, 2020, we were closed down for the pandemic, and only to the inside dining. So for the next 14 weeks we did takeout, and the community, and I want to thank the community for supporting us. It kept us afloat for those 14 weeks.
So literally, this was your own little Cheers, and you really haven't made a lot of changes.
The entire staff, our wait staff, our kitchen staff, Deo, who's been here for over 20 years now, and all my bartenders stayed. It was a little strange of a transition because, you know, we were the customers that they, you know, took care of.
Yeah. So what was that like? You're going from being they're waiting on you, and now you're their boss.
Yes, and I got to tell you, they're all great people, and they actually helped me with the transition because they kind of walked me through all the steps of everything that had to be done. So again, you know, maybe that 14-week hiatus where we didn't have was a blessing in disguise because I was able to get myself acclimated with the business, with all our suppliers. We did a lot of work in here. We cleaned the place up. You know, we redid the floors, we redid the bar, as I said, and you know, it worked out very well. We made lemonade out of lemons.
So the town really kind of helped out a little bit with during the course of the pandemic. You know, with the outdoor dining, and Jeff Gillies, our economic development person. Can you talk a little bit about that, the relationship with the town, and how that helped?
Well, it was great. They opened up the outside dining on June 9th. Jeff and Mike Graciano came over and surveyed the place where we were going to do it and said, you know, this is perfect. The town gave us a permit and waived all the charges for it and told us that it would last for at least 6 months to the end of the year. And that helped. I think we're going to continue the outside dining. One of the things that the community responded to was, hey, forget the parking lot. You got a great view there. We love it. We love sitting outside. You got to continue it. I think the three of us, sometime in March or April, we'll put our heads together and decide what we're going to do out there as far as continuing. Maybe extend the patio and get some nicer furniture.
Well, that was Rick's, one of my favorite places, a Congress institution for over 80 years. Next stop, we're heading off to an authentic Irish pub in New City. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Elaine Applebaum, Superintendent of Recreation and Parks for the town of Clarkstown. The Recreation and Parks Department provides comprehensive programs and activities for our entire community, from preschoolers right through senior citizens. Whether it's spring, summer, winter, or fall, we have something for everyone all year long. Clarkstown remains committed to providing our residents with a variety of quality programs that are family-friendly and of individual interest to all. Visit clarkstown.org and click on the Recreation Guide tab to find out more about all that we do and offer. We hope you take advantage of all the wonderful facilities and programs that we offer here in Clarkstown. This is what makes Clarkstown such a wonderful place to live.
So welcome back to Meet Me on Main, our brand new show featuring the restaurants here in Clarkstown. Our last stop of the day is an authentic Irish pub right here in the heart of downtown New City, River Court on Main. Let's go inside and meet our owners, Rita and Catherine. Hi ladies, thanks for having me.
Hey George, welcome to River Court. Like a table?
Sure.
Sure, this one please.
So, ladies, tell us a little bit about your background. What part of Ireland are you guys from?
I'm from Athlone, County Westmeath, which is the centre of Ireland. And I came to this country in 1981 for a 3 weeks vacation, and that's over 40 years ago.
And I'm from Monaghan, northeast, 2.5 hours roughly from Dublin. Came here 25 years ago for 3 months again. Went home at Christmas, had met Paul in the meantime, and came back in March and I'm here since.
So River Court's really quickly become a staple here in the New City community in Clarkstown, in Rockland, frankly. You opened up in 2017, expanded the side room in 2018. What made you decide to come to Clarkstown?
So I always had my eye on this place for some particular reason. And then one day I said to my husband, you know, I'd love to have a little something in New City. I love the community, I love the area. And then my husband said, this is going to be a tough task on your own. So why don't we find somebody to help? And I said, well, I think I'll be fine. He goes, no, I have the right person for you, Catherine Levins. So we met and we talked and we proceeded from there.
I couldn't have picked a better person, and that's the God's honest truth. We get on together so good, and it's been a journey, sometimes a tough journey, but we're in it together, and you know, we work through it well.
And I have to add to that, you know what they say, behind every successful man there's a good woman. Well, in this case, behind two successful women, we have two good men.
Yeah.
You guys have really become known for your service and your food, but before we get to that, just talk a little bit about the decor.
I have to say this, nothing to do with me. She had her vision, and I'm no good at looking forward, but when she put it out, it just worked. She done a phenomenal job.
Well, you know, in fairness, we worked together on a lot of the stuff, but our contractor was phenomenal. He's an older Irish craftsman who just, no plans, no drawings, just came in, did the woodwork, did the stonework, it just came together.
Any authentic Irish, you know, restaurant has to have really, really good Irish food. So can you describe the menu here, you know, some of the signature dishes?
Well, we start with our Sunday brunch, which we have the traditional Irish breakfast, which is a big hit with everybody. People call and say, do you have the breakfast? And we even serve it during the week. That's the number one. Then we're known for our sizzling steak, which our chef cooks on a hot plate and comes out to the dining room smoking and sizzling, which is good. And we do our traditional shepherd's pie, which is made from scratch, and real mashed potatoes with plenty of butter and heavy cream and all that good stuff that goes in there. And then we have the chicken pot pie, which is another signature dish that we have. And our rack of lamb and our lamb shanks, our beef stew.
Shepherd's pie and the Guinness here are probably, you know, the best this side of Ireland.
Yeah. Well, they go hand in hand, yeah.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
My favorite dish is the shepherd's pie. They make a great shepherd's pie here, and it's one of my favorites.
You have a couple of dishes that are like signature to, or actually named after your hometown in Ireland, right? So tell us about that, Catherine. What goes into making a Monaghan chicken?
Oh, so it's a sautéed chicken breast with fresh spinach, sautéed spinach, and fresh mozzarella cheese in a garlic and white wine sauce. It's very popular. Of course, it's from Monaghan.
The food is great. I always order a steak here, and Teresa usually has fish. But I must say, if you were looking for a nice place to visit, I would certainly recommend this place.
I think this is the best Irish, you know, pub that we have in Rockland County. It's become the go-to place, and I can tell you, I've had relatives from Ireland that have come over that just love the place. So, do you get a lot of visitors that come from Ireland that pop in?
Yeah, we do. Thank God, we do. People that know that come here on a regular basis always bring their Irish family here.
You guys are very involved in the community as well, which is a great thing. You give back to the community quite a bit. And I know you don't like to really talk about that, but your volunteerism and giving back to the community has actually been recognized a few times by the legislature, correct?
Well, we are a community, and that's what Clarkstown is about in New City. And the community has given a lot to us. Even when we were closed for business, our to-go food, we often had 5, 6, 7, 8 people here just packing up food to go. So we were very well, and are very well supported by the community. So we like to give back, because not everybody is as fortunate as we are and have what we have, especially in the food industry. There's so much wasted food in the kitchen, and we like to give to people that are less fortunate and that need, you know, a dinner or a sandwich or a cup of soup or whatever it is.
So tell me a little bit about your experience working with the town in COVID with the Meet Me on Main, the outdoor dining, and how the town tried to help our restaurants?
Well, when the Chamber initially suggested to us closing the street to help build our business, and as I said, when that happened, our business was phenomenal. We had it twice a month, weather permittable, and business was great. And people came from near and far. They loved it. They loved to be able to sit outside, enjoy a drink, have a bite to eat, and listen to the music in the open airs. It was phenomenal.
To get the street closed, it was just such a bonus for us, really, because at that time not a lot of people wanted to sit inside, and when we had this, it was just like, it was really, really good.
And tell me about the outdoor space too, because with COVID, that's been a great addition, but you had it prior, but it's really a wonderful space.
The outside is a great asset to the business. And I have to say, in spite of COVID and everything else, people are still sitting outside. They come with their coats and their jackets and their blankets, and they love the ambience, and we can socially distance well out there, but it's a great asset to the business and people love it out there.
I know you've done an awful lot within the community yourselves. Maybe you could just talk about, you know, the New City community, the Clarkstown, Rockland County community, and how you guys really fit into that, and the work you've done in the community.
Well, I think we attribute a lot to our chamber. They have been phenomenal, and they have really helped us in conjunction with Jeff and promoting our business, and you, George, giving us the authority to open the outside for dining, Meet Me on Main. That really pulled us out of a big hole way back in May and June when there was no future in sight for the restaurant business, and that really, really helped us tremendously. And people loved it. They came, we had the music, food and drinks and service. It was great. Supporting your local community is so important, and through those times, the stores and businesses that were supported locally are the ones that are in business today. So that's the key to staying in business and being successful, is support your local business. Is very important.
Well, ladies, thank you so much. It really, certainly we have bragging rights, I think, in Clarkstown for the best Irish pub in Rockland County, so thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was River Court on Main, our last stop for today's show. If you like the restaurants that you've seen, please like us on Facebook and on YouTube, and share those videos with your friends and family. If you'd like to suggest a future show or a restaurant for us to feature, please contact me at supervisor@clarkstown.org. Until next time, I'm Supervisor George Homan, and I'll meet you on Main.